If I watched this video about a year ago, I would have been pretty upset and offended with some of these things because I would have said, although I'm spending money on this, it does make sense because this way I can save time and make more money. But in reality, after a few years of experience, guess what? It's not true. I'm a smart person and I spend money on dumb things all the time. And that's why I made this list. That way, if you do the same, you could actually save a lot of money after watching this video. Now, number one is going to be coffee. Coffee is the #1 used drug in the entire planet. And the crazy thing is that people think they're getting high-end coffee. A lot of the time, that coffee, this is gonna sound disgusting, it has cockroaches ground up into it and a whole bunch of other organic matter. Look it up. I'm not making this up. So if you want to drink coffee, in my opinion, I would just get the whole coffee bean, get a grinder at home, and just make it at home. Because if you don't make it at home, you might be spending $2,000 every single year on coffee. And on top of that, when you go to those fancy coffee shops, because all that hot water goes through plastic tubes, you get a whole bunch of microplastics in your body. So 1, you get organic matter. 2, you spend a bunch of money. And 3, you get microplastics. It is not a good idea. Number 2 is going to be car insurance. Everyone told me car insurance was going to be so expensive. People spend $200 a month on it. I was like, I can't afford a car. But today, I have a car. And I spend $200 every 6 months because what I get is I got the minimum liability required by the state. And you might say, what if you get into an accident? That's where being too smart gets you in trouble as far as spending so much money. If I spend $400 a year on insurance, that means I'm basically saving almost like $1,000 plus my savings. I can always have enough money on the side to cover any major accident. That is a lot better than giving somebody money on insurance. I don't want to do that. Number 3 is going to be gambling. Lottery tickets, crazy investments, for example, like day trading, and on top of that, going to the casino and so on. I know a lot of smart people on YouTube that seem to be making a lot of money off of like gambling. One day they're making a lot of money, the next day they have no money. And it's all entertainment because the truth is these people make money off of YouTube. So whether they lose everything, if YouTube is still paying them, guess what? They can still make more money. But the average person, when they go broke gambling, they go broke. And that's the end of it. So gambling is a game where the odds are not in your favor. I like to play games where the odds are always in my favor. You can call it cheating, but I don't care. It's the best way to make money. Number 4 is going to be fancy junk food. I spent $5 on a bag of chips this size. I spent like $5 also on a bar of chocolate, normal size, because it's healthy, because it's better than eating a bag of Doritos. But the truth is, it has no nutritional value. So when you spend money on junk food that doesn't really add anything to you, and you can still get fat eating it, by the way, I've proven that concept, all right? It doesn't make any sense. It's actually not a good investment. Today, I get like bags of chocolate chips, and I have little silicone molds I'm basically buying, and I have a few, make my own chocolate bars for like $1 or $2, and they're healthy too, but I'm not spending a bunch of money on it. Number 5 is going to be buying milk alternatives. That means oat milk, almond milk, pistachio milk. That milk is like $7 to $8, like for a little carton of milk. Not a gallon, a little carton of milk. And you might say, Tommy, I'm lactose intolerant. I need this stuff, okay? It's how I can get my dairy in or whatever. The answer is, I've made oat milk. I've made almond milk. I have not made pistachio milk, but I can tell you something. It is so easy. It's you putting seeds in a blender with water. And you don't use any emulsifiers or any preservatives, so you make it a lot healthier in your house. And it's gonna take you about like 5 minutes to do. It's a great way to save a lot of money, do it yourself, and know exactly what's in what you're drinking. Don't spend $7 on a carton of pistachio milk. It is not worth it. Number 6 is going to be bottled water. I don't trust the tap water either, okay? But spending $1,000 a year on bottled water is not a good idea. I remember being in college, people spending money on Fiji water, like $3 a bottle. I'm like, you must be thirsty all day, because I know you don't got $10 to spend on water every single day, right? But the truth is, it's too much money. What I recommend is you basically buying a reverse osmosis filter along with a mineralizer, and that basically gets you exactly what you need at your house to actually get that tap water being good water. It's going to cost you like $300 to $400 as far as an investment, but it's going to be a lot better than spending $1,000 a year on bottled water filled with microplastics, and you also don't know where that water is coming from and the process they're actually taking. Don't trust little media videos people actually do online. Number 7 is going to be security camera subscriptions. This might just be me, but I bought a small security camera for my house. It looked amazing. I plugged it up. It's awesome. I can see it on my phone. But when I tried to play back footage, guess what? It was charging me a subscription because it wanted to save my video to the cloud. I said no. You can basically get a micro SD card, or you can get a hard drive for a fraction of the price and save everything yourself and not have to worry about another subscription. I should just say that. Number 8 is going to be health gear. That means Apple Watches, smart rings, Peloton bikes, all like that smart mirror that costs like $5,000. The answer is it is like for your health or whatever, but you don't need that stuff. And why would I be paying so much money to have a ring or a watch emitting radiation 24/7 to collect data to feed it to big companies and whatever and so on? The answer is it just doesn't make sense. We all know we should exercise, we all know we need to eat healthy, and we all know we should get to sleep on time to get a good night's sleep. All that data at the cost of radiation on your wrist is probably not going to be worth it. That's just my opinion. And it's also not worth the price, honestly. It's a lot of money. When it comes to number 9, it's going to be expensive gym memberships and personal trainers. People call this investments all the time. They're not, okay? It's called kind of like getting babied. So spending $50 on a gym membership, it's not a big deal, okay? But spending $500 or $300 on a gym membership, it's a big deal. It's a lot of money. It's money you can put on a Roth IRA and get rich when you're retired. And spending $300 to $1,000 on a personal trainer, the answer is you don't need that, okay? I would recommend, if you have no gym experience, spend the money on a personal trainer for 1 month and then train yourself on YouTube to learn all the forms or whatever, and then you can basically do it yourself, because training is not something you need to be carried forever. It's just like a small portion of your time to learn the basics, and then you can basically take it over yourself, okay? Number 10 is going to be investments that aren't really investments. I mean, investing your money into a new car. That's not an investment. It's just a liability. It's going to lose value. You can't justify it. I tried it myself. It doesn't work. Designer clothing, because I need to wear fancy clothes because the people at my job are going to be looking at me different, my clients. The answer is that's also not true. It's something you tell yourself, that companies tell you and people around you tell you, but the truth is it doesn't really matter. And spending $600 or $80 for a t-shirt, in my opinion, is not worth the money. Buy quality clothes. Not telling you to buy plastic, but do buy quality clothes, but they're not going to be that expensive. Also, collectible Pokemon cards and collectible items, they're not investments. They're speculative. You can make money. You could also lose money. It's not guaranteed. An investment is, it holds your value and it also makes you a profit. Be very careful finding ways to justify yourself buying things that aren't investments and calling them investments, because it gives you some form of peace. Number 11 is going to be a financial advisor. Again, everyone has the capacity to manage their own investment. Paying someone 1% of your portfolio is going to be about a third of all the profits you would have made over a long period of time. That's why I say don't do it. If you don't know how finance works, get a few books. Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. It's a great little book, and it'll give you everything you need as far as like basic investment principles. I only invest into the S&P 500. That's it. I don't need anyone helping me as far as like taking all my money just to tell me something that I need to do. Plus, why do you need to pay someone 1% of your portfolio for years and years when, if it's like a long-term plan, they're not going to change it for years and years, if you know what I mean. Number 12 is going to be expensive furniture. People tell me all the time, I need to invest in quality furniture because I don't want to get any IKEA. IKEA has a bad rap. I don't buy IKEA myself, but the truth is, you can get quality furniture for a fraction of the price by buying it used. Facebook, Goodwill, be patient. I bought a sofa that's worth $2,000 for $500, a table worth $1,000 for $100, and I got a whole bunch of free solid wood furniture in my house also here. So it is possible. You're able to get quality goods for a fraction of the price. Do not pay retail on these things because you're the one using it for the first time. It doesn't make it better, okay? It just makes it a lot more expensive. Number 13 is going to be expensive kitchen appliances. I mean a KitchenAid, I mean a blender, I mean a toaster, and all those things here and there. The answer is I've had at one point just a whole bunch of kitchen equipment that I basically just used once and never used it again. My waffle maker, I'll admit it, okay? But the truth is, spending money on all these things you rarely use, it doesn't really make sense. Instead of buying a brand new KitchenAid, we bought one for $90 off of this lady, and we saved like $300. That's basically it, okay? Instead of buying a brand new blender, we bought one from someone else and we saved a lot of money. Now, be careful. There are people moving out that sell their stuff because they're moving, they can't fit it. But there's people selling things that are garbage and they just don't work and they're trying to scam you. You got to tell the difference, and you get that by learning how to ask questions correctly when you're buying something. Like, why are you selling it? I just don't want it anymore. Well, why don't you want it anymore? I got something new. Well, why? You know, these are all valuable questions to actually gauge if they're trying to play you or not play you. Number 14 is going to be experiences. Experiences last longer than any material thing you could actually buy. I approve of it. It's not true, okay? I've been on a whole bunch of vacations, and honestly, my material goods tend to stick around and hold their value more than those experiences. And I don't need to spend $10,000, $5,000, $2,000 on fancy vacations and spend a bunch of money on hotels or whatever to say I gained something valuable. That is just, if you look it up, literally it's a marketing ploy that they actually started to do in the late 1900s, I think it was. And that's the whole idea. You can gain memories by experiences. You can go broke. I've seen that happen a lot. If you want to go on vacation, save some money, look around your local area, explore the states around you, and that way you can experience things, get memories, and also save a lot of money. The most valuable thing I've gained from traveling, and I have traveled quite a bit by my age, has not been the places we've been to or the views I've seen. It's always been the people around me and the memories we shared. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. But the people and those memories, they are the valuable things, in my opinion. Number 15 is going to be children, kids. Not saying that kids are expensive, because I have a daughter, and guess what? She is the most inexpensive thing we actually own in this house, okay? Because she drinks breast milk and she has a few toys we bought at Goodwill, and that's basically it, and some clothes. But I see some parents that they spend a fortune, education, tutoring this and that. They need to have this and blah, 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 blah. And their kids become a whole bunch of expensive. But the truth is, kids don't need to be expensive because kids don't care about anything you buy them. They care about the time you spend with them and having some clothes so they don't get cold or too hot or whatever, okay? But that's the basic idea. I would say that we probably spend on my daughter less than $20 to $50 a month. I'm not kidding. We don't spend any money on her whatsoever. Number 16 is going to be buying your dream a home. I see so many people justify and walk themselves into a 30-year, $500,000 mortgage because this is their dream home and they're always going to live in it. 5 years later, they sell the dream home for their second dream home, whatever. Don't do it. Don't do it. Buy the house you can afford to buy. Try to pay for it in cash if you can. If you can't, try to pay it off fast and quickly, and that way you don't have to worry. Those are 16 things that dumb people or smart people spend money on, okay? I've done almost all of them.